Hey everybody, today is August 23rd, 2023. I'm Gene, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Hanging with Uncle. Thank you for being patient with me on this past week off. I thoroughly enjoyed my little trip hanging out with my granddaughter, always a blast, so love you baby, Papa misses you. Before we get started, like everything else, if you have not, please hit that subscribe button. We're really trying to grow the show. And if you already have subscribed, hit that thumbs up, that like button. It helps to spread the word. And also hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we put new content out there and go live. So having said that, let's get into today's episode. It will be very short because I do plan on watching the RNC, the Republican, presidential debates. Because remember, I'm registered to vote, no party preference. I could care less about a party. Keep your team nonsense and your sheep mentality and attitude to yourself. But here's my prediction of how I think things are going to go. Excuse me. There's 8 members that have met the criteria, according to the Republican Party, to meet their debate stage. And while I really don't like any of the candidates from what they've said earlier, the one candidate who, again, may have had a shot has, expressed some concerns over protecting our Constitution from cadet bone spurs, and that's Will Hurd, and he did not make the debate stage. And again, I don't agree with everything Will says. However, I do agree that he's probably more center of the road than anybody else that's running. And when I say center of the road, I mean not a fringe lunatic like, Ron DeSatan and Cadet Bone Spurs. So I just want to start off by saying, number one, he's proved how much of a coward he is by choosing not to participate in tonight's debate. It's the same strategy he used to get out of serving his country, claiming he has bone spurs and can't, protect our country, when really he's just too much of a chicken shit to face accountability or any danger. And that's why he's not going to be there tonight, because he's pending 4 criminal indictments, notwithstanding the civil case that is pending against him in New York from Attorney General Letitia James. So he's just a coward. He's pulling his old bone spurs stunt again to avoid hard questions about his indictments, about his viability. Should he be disqualified under the 14th Amendment, Chapter 3? I say yes. And he's just being a sissy. So by him skipping tonight proves he's a coward and is unfit to be commander-in-chief, notwithstanding everything else he's ever done. He's a sissy, you're a punk, and I have no respect for you at all. But I predict you're going to hear certain candidates like, I said, DeSatan, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Governor Burgum try to out-Trump Trump, try to be as outlandish. And how much of your rights can we take away? Like taking away a woman's right to choose, ending Social Security and Medicare, because that's on the table. These guys are still talking about doing away with that. Again, I predict every one of them will talk about Biden's failed policies without giving a single example, because there is nothing. They're just bringing talking points, delivering raw meat to what the sheep have to hear, because they have nothing. There's not any policies that Joe Biden has implemented or signed into law that have been a failure. The inflation is reduced. Our deficit spending has been reduced. Unemployment is great. So, the economy is doing much better now under President Biden than it did under his predecessor. So, again, I expect a bunch of baseless nonsense allegations from everybody on stage. You're going to hear people like Chris Christie talk about Cadet Bone Spurs in the most negative light, how horrible he is. But you're not brave. You don't get any points from me because you helped put him where he is and create the monster that the rest of us are dealing with now. So shut up, Chris. You're a dumbass, and I really don't care what you have to say either. Asa Hutchinson, there's the wild card because all along he has been anti-crazy or anti-nonsense, has not been for the, or at least publicly speaking anyway. Who knows what he'd do privately, or if he got the power of the pen in his hand. But at least publicly he has been in support of the COVID measures on protecting a woman's right to choose. And those are the kind of candidates that don't do well. They're probably going to get eat up on stage. But like I said, DeSatan, Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, all of you are culpable for us dealing with what we have, because Nikki Haley supported him. Mike Pence defended him every which way but loose. Tim Scott gave him a pass and twice voted not to convict him on the indictable offenses he committed. So you guys are culpable. You are just as liable for what the rest of this country is going through because of his nonsense and illegality. And there's no way you can stand up on stage with any credibility and tell me you're going to defend the Constitution, because you've already proven time and again that that's not in your wheelhouse. So that's my prediction for the Republican debates tonight in Milwaukee. Would love to know your thoughts. Please leave them in the comments section below. And I'm out of here. So Zane and I look forward to seeing you guys on Friday. Be safe, be kind to one another, and remember, we're all in this together. All right? We're all Americans. North America, South America, the Western Hemisphere is full of Americans. Remember that. So, excuse me. Good night, everyone. Stay safe, and God bless.